Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. First, the Talking About Dates PDF Conversation Cheat Sheet. Learn how to talk about your plans on specific dates in the target language. Plus, must-know vocabulary for months, days of the month, and more. Download this cheat sheet for free. Second, the Ultimate Guide to Beginner Language ebook. Want a free way to boost your vocabulary? With this new PDF ebook, you'll master over 500 beginner words and phrases, more than enough to start speaking the language with confidence. Third, how do you say winter in your target language? Don't know? Access this 1-minute lesson to learn all winter-related words and phrases. If you want to learn these words fast, use the free audio slideshow tool inside the lesson. Fourth, do you know how to express holiday greetings in your target language? Access this 1-minute lesson to learn phrases like Happy Holidays and Have a Happy New Year. Fifth, can you talk about holiday accommodations in your target language? Learn how to say hotel, guest house, inn, and much more with this quick vocab bonus. And sixth, want an app that teaches you the language through conversations? Download Innovative Language Learning for free for the Android, iPhone, and iPad. You'll unlock bite-sized lessons that teach you practical conversations and get you speaking in minutes. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Want to speak real Turkish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at turkishclass101.com.
Merhaba, hoş geldiniz. Nasılsınız? Ben Seda, and this is turkishclass101.com. Welcome. Today we have a new topic, of course. Every time we have a new topic. And today our topic is top Turkish magazines, okay? I'll talk about, I already talked about Turkish newspapers, and today we will talk about magazines. And first we need to learn the word magazine in Turkish. Do you know it? Do you know it? Do you know the vocabulary for magazine? It is... No. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys. It is dergi. Dergi. Okay? Dergi. I know you guys sometimes having hard times with the sound of G in Turkish. It's g. So it's dergi. It's coming from the throat, but not very hard. It's softer. Okay. Before I start with the current magazines, I want to talk about the legendary magazines of Turkey, back then. First of all, the first magazine published in these lands was Vekai Tıbbiye. This was during Ottoman times. It was published around 1849. It's not very, early. We have the backlash back then about printing, and this was a magazine with the medicine students. And after that, we had a lot of magazines since then. And let's talk about these in, categories. Let me check. We have different categories. Instead of the, just picking 5, I picked categories for you. So first category is in science. So our favorite science magazines. First, Bilim ve Teknik, Bilim ve Gelecek. All about space. Yes, it's English. Bilim ve Ütopya. It's the name was English. The inside is Turkish. And National Geographic. Again, the name is English, but the content is Turkish. Okay, let's look some of them a little bit closer. First of all, let's talk about Bilim ve Teknik a little. Bilim ve Teknik, which has been published by TÜBİTAK, okay, since around 1966-67. especially appeals to young people. Science topics are explained in a easy, understandable manner, language. So this is one of the most recommended popular magazines for young people, starting from high school, and it's about science. Another one is National Geographic. Probably you know the name because this is a universal one and one of the most favorite magazines in Turkey. And it's not just, as you may know, about just science, but like geography, science, and like travel a little. And it's like health and exploration. The range is a little bit wider. And it's possible to say that it's a pioneer in many fields. And the magazine, which is translated like around 33 languages every month, tells the unknowns about popular topics in the international area, and it's very popular in Turkey as well. And another one is again an English name, all about space. And if you are looking for a more specific astronomy and space-heavy content, space-heavy magazine, all about space is just for you, and it's the best. And it's published since 2002, not that old. And it is published monthly, and there are like striking photographs. It's all about space. And another popular one is Popular Science. Popular Science started its publication life around like 1800s. Is among the best-selling science magazine like in 45 countries or something like that. It's also really one of the best-selling one in Turkey. And it talks about like automobile technology, space, education, health, like different topics, and you find almost articles in almost every field that may interest you in a scientific content, of course. Okay, let's continue with another category. We talk about the science category. Now we will talk about history category. Turkey has a long history, like the Ottoman Empire, Byzantine Empire, like the Greeks, and a lot of governments, a lot of countries before Turkey. So we love the history. So we have like a lot of history magazines, but I picked a couple of those. One is Tarih ve Toplum. The other one is Atlas Tarih. The other one is Toplumsal Tarih. And the last one is just Tarih. And Tarih means history. And let's look at, some of them a little closer so we can understand what their content is. For example, let's look at Toplumsal Tarih. Toplumsal Tarih is published monthly by the History Foundation of Turkey. It's not very popular yet, but it has a real hardcore readership. And Toplumsal Tarih, which started its publications around 1983, is among the oldest history journals in Turkey. Its language is a little bit heavier and more academic than the other history magazines, so not that popular in quantity, but quality-wise, it's very popular, and it have really good interviews with successful academics and experts are published every month. So if you're really history geek, that's your magazine. Atlas Tarih is another one and a very, very popular one. It's the best-selling history magazine in Turkey, and it shares issues that were unknown and unheard of until today with documents. So it's a real history magazine, a little bit lighter though. And I think that's all I need to explain. They're similar in content wise. Our next category is literature. We have different names. Kafa okur, kafasına göre, ot, muhit, sabit fikir, bubble, and I just picked some of them. You know, there are a lot of literature magazines out there, and let's look at them a little bit of, you know, not all of them, but some of them a little bit closer. First of all, let's see Kafa Okur. Kafa Okur, it translates something like reads the mind, reads the head, or head reader. It can be both, head reader. Anyway, this is among the most read magazines with its gripping articles and approaches to the agenda. Like, especially recently, it's frequently preferred for its writings, writer stuff, and content quality. It's a really quality new magazine. It also, you know, holds the most successful literary magazines of the year award. So if you're a literature freak or geek, you can go read it. For another one, we have Muhit. Muhit, it's something like neighborhood, and it's a magazine of ideas in the literature, publishes in a more Islamic, more religious line. And the editor-in-chief is a poet and writer. His name is Ibrahim Tenekeci. And I can also say that that is among the few magazines that have succeeded in reaching readers of all ages. So that's a success. And I think that's it. You can check the other magazines by yourself. And let's see another category, the comics. We did the, you know, science, history, literature, now comics. We have Penguin, we have Leman, we have Gırgır, this is an old one, Bayan Yanı, and Uykusuz. These are again some of the magazines. I just picked the, you know, well-known ones, and these are especially like designed to offer like humorous content to their readers, and generally these like consist of satire and parody, or like some focus on caricature. There are a lot of caricatures and absurdity and surrealism and like witty comments, aphorisms, like mood regulating humor, or like humor essays. And for example, one of them is Leman. Leman is one of the oldest and well-established humor magazines in Turkey, and it was founded by a team that left Gırgır, the old one, the very well-known, famous comic magazine. And there are, of course, like other magazines on every subject and like almost in every occupation. For example, there are medicine magazines, architecture magazines, cars, like home decoration, just gossip, sports, I don't know, like you name it, you know, occupation, there's a magazine, but these are more like general, these were more general magazines. And talk about categories like science, history, literature, and comics. And some of these magazines have their online versions as well, so you can check their website. You can just Google their name and find their online versions. Sometimes they are free, sometimes they are like paid, but you can check them out. And I think it's a good way to learn a language, to read their comics. Sometimes the jokes may not make sense, but it's a perfect way to get into the culture, because, you know, when you try to understand the joke there, it's not just you learn the language, but the mind, the way we think, because they play with the words and they make jokes about based on word plays. I really love learning and listening to other languages, humorous jokes, and read about them. It's always very fun way to learn. So I suggest you go and grab some comic magazine like Lemon. Anyway, before I go, I want to leave you with a dialogue. I'm not gonna translate it. It's gonna be a homework for you. Don't worry, it's gonna be easy. And I will write them on, and either I will just put it on the screen or I will put it under me. But you will see it, and don't go to the dictionary first, try to understand, then you can use dictionary of course. I'm reading it. Merhaba. Merhaba. Elinizde hiç tarih dergisi var mı? Bir saniye bakayım. Evet, var. Hangileri acaba? Tarih ve toplum. Ayrıca Atlas tarih var. Atlas tarihi almak istiyorum. Fiyatı ne kadar? 15 lira. Tamam, buyurun. Ah, pardon. Unuttum. Leman da almak istiyorum. O var mı? Tabii, buyurun. Teşekkürler. İyi günler. So how was it? Not that hard, right? Okay, so let's see if you understand the dialogue and, was it easy, hard, or you can, do this dialogue by yourself. Like, can you go to a store and make a dialogue and get a newspaper or magazine? Okay, I think I'm done with the magazines. I will leave you with, this information, and I will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and please leave some comments and, have you ever read any of these magazines? What do you think? Do you read magazines in this like social media age? Do you like to hold the magazines, or do you like to, read them online? I'm an old-fashioned gal. I still like to hold my books and stuff to read. Of course, I'm using social media to do a lot of things, but when it comes to books and newspapers, and not newspapers but magazines, I like to hold them in my hand. Okay, if you like more content like this, go check out turkishclass101.com and click the subscription, and if you want to if you want to learn about our new videos, and click the link and click the thing. What do you call the bell? Click the bell. If you click the bell, you get notifications when we have a new video. And I will see you next time, guys. Bye. Hoşça kalın. Görüşmek üzere. Ben şimdi dergi almaya gidiyorum.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.
Want to speak real Turkish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at turkishclass101.com.
Merhaba, ben Seda. Welcome to turkishclass101.com. Nasılsınız? İyi misiniz? Havalar nasıl? How is the weather? Okay, today we will be talking about the first month of the year, January, okay? So, January in Turkey is our topic. First of all, let's learn the word January. Do you know it? Do you remember? It is Ocak. Ocak. Ocak. Ocak. Does it sound kind of familiar to you? It should, because it is also the same word that we use for stove. Do you know the place where we cook? Okay. But when we say ocak, don't think it as like the modern stoves on the top of the kitchen, not the floor but kitchen thing, but the old kind of hearth, those kind of stoves, the kind that you cook and you warm your house in the old kind of houses, and provide both heating, food, and like the togetherness. Okay, this heart also means, in Turkish ocak also means home, the heart of the family. So this is because the food is very important to Turkish culture, And so the stove is kind of where the food is cooked, and it is the center of the home. And it is said that the month Ocak is when people, are gathered around the stove, eat and be together and nest, since it's a very cold month and nothing to do outside. But of course, this is the old times, not the modern world. And there is so much depth in this word Ocak. It's a very layered word. And in ancient, for example, Turks, the smallest unit of the homeland is Ocak. So as long as the fire of the Ocak was not extinguished, the house lived. And as long as the house lived, the state lived. And this fire inside the Ocak, it's the fire, not the electrical or gas ones, the fire in this Ocak of the house was blessed. And its extinction was seen as the end of the family and the lineage. And so Ocak is, also means lineage, and it's directly connected to the holy fire, the old times, of course. For example, as an idiom, we have ocağı sönmek. Ocağı sönmek, like to lose the fire of his stove. And this means terrible things happen to that person, that family. And also, in olden times, it's there were healers, and healers are thought to pass their gift to their family members. And this tradition, passing the gift of healing tradition, is expressed with the term ocaklı. Ocaklı. Ocaklı. It's literally means with stove, with the hearth. Okay? And we also have another idiom, ocağına incir ağacı dikmek. Ocağına incir ağacı dikmek. It's like a plant a fig tree to its, stove, to its house, meaning doing something bad to break the peace of the house. Since the fig tree roots tend to grow a lot, and planting it next to the house suggests that you are intending to destroy that house. So that's it. That's all for the cultural aspect of the word Ocak. And I explained this in another video. Aralık, December, was formerly known as Kanuni Evvel, meaning first Kanun. This was the name of the month, December. Then it changed. And Ocak name was Kanuni Sani, or ikinci Kanun, meaning second Kanun. So it was a different way of thinking. It wasn't the first month of the year. Anyway, it is interesting to say that there's nothing special about this month for us at all. There's nothing special. So what do we have? The first day of the month, the 1st of January, Bir Ocak. It's the first day of the month and the first day of the year. And it's off, it's holiday, so no school, no work, anything at all. All schools and business are closed. And other than that, we do only have a semester holiday for K to 12 schools, and also universities, though every university has a different calendar, but universities take their winter break during January. And the dates generally change every year, but it's generally in the third week of the month. And other than that, nothing else. Maybe it can have, religious holidays according to the year. Then I can't think anything special about Ocak. So, a lot of people go to winter skiing holiday, since it's the schools are closed. So yes, there are places you can go skiing in Turkey. Isn't Turkey amazing that you can swim, ski, experience history, climb mountain, nature, everything? We have everything. And anyway, let's check out some winter holiday spots in case you may want to visit those. Okay. First, Uludağ Ski Center. So this is the first one I can think of. It's a very popular center, ski resorts in Turkey, especially for young people. It's like more kind of a partying and skiing all together. And it has a huge national park. And the area is considered close to the city center of Bursa. And it has like 11 runways, and snow thickness generally reaches up to like 3 meters. And like the other center, it's open to service between December and April. Of course, it depends on the weather. Sometimes it may not snow, so you can check the weather before you come. Anyway, the next one is Kartalkaya Ski Center. Kartalkaya. It literally means like an eagle rock. Anyway, Kartalkaya is one of the most popular ski resorts after Uludağ, and it was established on the Bolu Köroğlu Mountains in the western Black region. So it serves between December and March, and snow thicknesses again exceeds 3 meters. And it is like 50 kilometers to the center of Bolu, and it is close to Ankara-Istanbul highway, so it's easier to go there. And the nearest airport, I think it's like 220 kilometers away, something like that. And the next one is Kartepe Ski Center. This is not a big one. This is not a very popular one in like when you think about the place, it's not that popular, but it's popular because it is very close to Istanbul. And I think it's one of the closest. And skiing time is like between December and March. And snow thickness is again reaches up to like 3 meters. Another one is Palandöken Ski Center. Palandöken Ski Resort as a ski center. It's like a peak of 3,200 meters, and it is located in Erzurum, the east side of Turkey. These were on the western side, and this one is eastern side. And it has a very cold climate, and due to its cold climate, it can serve from December to May. So the season is longer, and snow thickness can be like 16 to 120 meters. So it's like a real ski center. And there are like 2 registered tracks and other tracks for slalom and grand slalom competitions in the ski center. So this is more professional. So if you want to go professional, prefer this one. If you want a close one to big cities, prefer the other ones. Also, this has an international expansion of ski centers. And it's very close to Erzurum, as I said, so accommodations should be comfortable for you guys if you think about it. So another one is Elma Dağ literally means apple mountain. So cute, right? Elma Dağ. Known for its proximity to Elma Dağ, which is in Ankara, the capital, the facility receives continuous snowfall in the winter. And it serves between January and March, and snow thickness between 30 and 60 centimeters. And slopes of Elma Dağ Ski Center are easy and like moderate, not like the other one. And transportation from city is provided by like university vehicles and private vehicles. It's very easy. Another one is again on the eastern side. It's Erciyes Ski Center. And it is it established on Erciyes Mountain, which is almost 4,000 meters high, so it's very high. And the climate of the region has continental climate characteristic, and thickness is like 50 to 100 centimeters. So we have also Sarıkamış Ski Center. And it is like one of the 5 ski resorts in Turkey, Sarıkamış, which has a top priority in terms of winter tourism and winter sports. And it's covered with its most famous pine forest. It's beautiful. And the city center is located on the plateau, but it's a plateau, but it's between 2,000 and 3,000 meters altitude, so it's high. And I think that's it, guys. You know, we have some other smaller centers, but I wanted to give you the most common ones. So if you want to go skiing or go just play, you know, snowball, or just do the snow angel thing, you can visit these places. And let's check out the weather, so you can, you know, think about, you know, which place is better for me to go during the winter, which one is the coldest, which one is the warmest. If you like the warm weather, you have to go to the east, you know, the Mediterranean area. If you want, you know, cold, go to east. Anyway, how is the weather? Nasıl? Hava nasıl? Soğuk, çok soğuk, cold, very cold, like Bond, James Bond. Anyway, in some places, of course, it snows, so we have ski centers. In Mediterranean area, not so much, but let's look at the weather closer. Let's look. In Marmara region, the average temperature is 5.2. It was again 5.2 in November 2022. The lowest was minus 9.3 in Bilecik and the highest 23.1 in Kocaeli. Asian region. The long-term average temperature is 6.3. It was 5.3 in 2022. The lowest was minus 17.4 in Simavs and the highest was 21.2 in Marmaris. Mediterranean region. The average temperature is 7.5. It was 6.7 in 2022. The lowest temperature was minus 27.6 in Göksun. The highest was 22.4 in Kale Demre. Let's look at the Central Anatolia region. The long-term average temperature is minus 0.6. It was minus 2 in 2022. The lowest was minus 27.3 in Seydişehir. The highest was 16.4 in Eskişehir. Black Sea region. The long-term average temperature is 3. It was 2.7 in 2022. The lowest temperature was minus 18.3 in Bayburt. The highest was 25.5 in İnebolu. Eastern Anatolia region. The long-term average temperature is minus 4.2. It was minus 4.7 in 2022. And the lowest was minus 34.4 in Özal. The highest was 11.7 in Elbistan. And the last one, the Southern Anatolia region. The long-term temperature is 4.7. It was 4 in 2022. The lowest was minus 14.4 in Çermik. The highest one, 19.6 in Ceylanpınar. Welcome back. If you want to learn, you know, the detailed information, the detailed weather information before you come, before your ski trip, you should check the government site. I will share the link again here. It's mgm.gov.tr. Okay. We talk about the name, we talk about what's going on, we talk about the weather, we talk about the holiday spots, and that's it. That's all I can say about the month Ocak. So, do you guys have any comments or questions? Have you ever visited Turkey during Ocak? And which city, which place did you visit? And did you like it? What did you like? What didn't you like? Leave some comments here. So, if you want more content like this, what are you guys going to do? Keep watching this channel, subscribe, click, I can never say this. like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can always visit turkishclass101.com to have more content like this. And of course, I will see you next time. Görüşmek üzere, hoşça kalın. Kendinize iyi bakın.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is input versus output and how to learn language faster. Are you getting results from your language learning? You may be spending time on apps, watching YouTube videos, maybe even reading through a textbook, getting all this input. But what about output? Do you know what you're getting out of it? Most learners don't. Stick around. Today you'll discover 1. The other meaning of input versus output, 2. How tracking your input and output helps you learn a language faster, and 3. How to apply this tactic. But first, if you're looking for new free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Talking About the Week PDF Conversation Cheat Sheet. Learn how to talk about your plans for the week and how to say the days of the week in the target language. Download this cheat sheet for free. Second, the Daily Conversations Infographic ebook. You'll learn over 100 conversational phrases with this new PDF ebook. And third, How to Say Hello PDF Writing Workbook. With this printable PDF, you'll pick up some common greetings and be able to practice writing them out. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Now to today's topic. Input versus output and how to learn language faster. Part 1. Input versus output. So there are 2 ways to define input and output. First, from the language learning perspective, input is listening and reading, and output is speaking and writing. The second way to look at it is the effort you put in and the results you get. So input is the time and effort you put into learning the language, like listening to audio lessons for 5 hours a week, and 5 hours is your input, or practicing speaking phrases out loud for 10 minutes a day. And output is the return on the time you invested into the language. In other words, the results. The results could be something like mastering 30 phrases or being able to hold a 3-minute conversation as a result of your input. And that's the input and output we want to focus on today, the time put in and the results you get from the time put in. Part 2. How tracking your input and output helps you learn a language faster. If you take a look around, most learners do a ton of info with studying, right? They read textbooks, they watch videos on YouTube, they spend hours on apps, but they have no measurable results or return on their time invested. If someone told you that they've read 200 pages of a textbook, which is a lot of input, can they place a specific number on their results? Can they say, I learned 1,000 words, or I can handle 20 minutes of conversation as a result of reading 200 pages? Probably not. So most learners don't know because most learners don't measure their input or their output. However, if you knew that listening to 1 hour of audio lessons a week resulted in being able to hold a 3-minute conversation, now you know what results you're getting from your work. And this is where tracking your input and output becomes a powerful way to learn a language faster. Because you can measure your input and output, you can also now improve your results. If 1 hour of input helps you have a 3-minute conversation, you now know how to reach 6 minutes, 9 minutes, and so on. You know how to improve, just add an hour more. Look at it in another way. You can also try to get more output while maintaining your input, 1 hour. So trying to get 7 or 8 minutes of conversation from 1 hour of study time. Now, the numbers may not always be the same because of the law of diminishing returns. But what's important to understand is that if you're putting in effort, you should always aim to get some sort of result in return. Otherwise, you're not making progress. That's why this tactic is so powerful. It almost forces you to improve and get something out of your efforts by looking for ways to beat your current numbers. But if you never knew the numbers, then you wouldn't know what your baseline was and you wouldn't know how to improve. Now, how do you apply this to your language learning? Part 3. How to apply this tactic. It's not hard. Just measure your input or the time you study. We already ask you to set small, measurable monthly goals and outline your daily routines. This should give you an idea of how much time you put in already. Plus, our learning system tracks the time you study. Just visit My Report under the Account drop-down menu. There, you'll see the number of lessons completed, flashcards reviewed, and time studied. Next, measure your results, or your output. You have to start doing output, whether it's a journal, texting your teacher, writing comments on our lessons, having conversations. You have to have that output and measure it. So if your goal is to learn 1,000 words in 1 month, but you only learned 800, then you know that with your current input, 800 is a realistic number. 1 month results in 800 words mastered. And because you know this, you can now improve by doubling your input or changing to a more efficient study method, like learning with flashcards. Simply put, measure your time input and measure your output. And again, to measure the output, you have to do the output. You'll instantly see what results you're getting for the time spent. Thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about, are you putting enough hours into your language? If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! Picture this. You're sitting with 2 native-speaking friends who are speaking in that language. Maybe you understand a word here and there, but the rest is way too fast for you. If only you could slow down and replay that conversation bit by bit. And if only you had a transcript and translations. Then you'd understand everything and learn the language faster. Well, the good news is you can do just that. Slow down and understand native speed conversations, even if you're a beginner, with our learning system. How? Stick around. Today, you'll discover 1. All about the line-by-line dialogue study tool. 2. How you can easily understand and master conversations as a beginner. And 3. How this tool gets you speaking easily and helps perfect your pronunciation. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. So let's jump in. I'll guide you through our learning system so you get to see exactly what's inside and our members-only study tools. Okay, so let's take a look at what exactly the line-by-line dialogue tool is. So first, you can find the line-by-line dialogue tool in any of our lessons. In this case, I have Beginner Season 1, and the lesson title is How's It Going? And you can find the line-by-line dialogue tool here from the Dialogue tab. If you click this, it will take you directly to the line-by-line section. So I'm going to break down what you can do here in just a moment, but you can also find the line-by-line dialogue tool in any of the absolute beginner lessons. So we have this free absolute beginner course that's available for a limited time right now. There are more than 50 lessons that you can find inside this absolute beginner course. So you will also have access to the line-by-line dialogue tool if you take this course and get access to these lessons. So have a look at that too if you're interested in that. Okay, so let's take a look at what we can do with the line-by-line dialogue tool. So first, you'll notice that there are a couple of icons to the left of each line. So each line here represents represents one line in the dialogue for that lesson. If you press the speaker icon here on the left, it says play, you will hear just that line. So you'll be able to listen to just that line. This is useful if there's like a line in the dialogue that you had trouble understanding or that wasn't super clear to you, or maybe you want to practice shadowing that line, whatever. You can choose just that one line to listen to. So each line also has, of course, the words. You'll have a transcript here of what was said in the line, and then depending on the language that you're studying, you will also have a translation here too. So it can be a translation in your language or in a language that you know, another language you already know. If that is available for the language you are studying, you will also find that here. So the second thing I want to talk about is this voice recorder function, this icon right here. If you click on this, you will be able to record your voice saying the line. So this is really helpful if you want to work on your pronunciation, because by recording your voice, you get the opportunity to compare your pronunciation with the pronunciation of a native speaker. So this can really help you to make sure that you are pronouncing the words correctly and also using natural intonation. This is super helpful in longer lines like this one, for example. So if you want to make sure that your intonation sounds natural and sounds like a native, you can use this voice recorder feature to make sure that you're doing that correctly. And you can use this 4, 5, 6, 10 times if you want to. It's not just like a one-time thing. So use this, come back to this to make sure that you are getting enough practice with your speaking as well. So you can use this tool, just this tool, for listening practice, for speaking practice, and you can even write these things out if you want in a notebook to get some writing practice too. So there are a lot of different ways that you can use just this dialogue tool to get lots of kinds of practice. And if you want to break this down even further, if you want to break things down a little bit more to more like specific pieces, you can even scroll down to the vocabulary section where you can look at those specific words and specific phrases in depth and listen to them a little bit more slowly to practice too. So there are a lot of different ways that we can use this dialogue tool, just this dialogue tool, to make sure that we have lots of different ways to practice. And if you want to just listen to the entire conversation one more time, you feel pretty confident with the line-by-line practice, you can just come up here and push this play button and you will hear the entire dialogue one more time. If you struggle with understanding conversations in your target language, you'll want this. The line-by-line dialogue breaks down conversations into individual lines, and you'll understand every word of the lesson dialogue. Find it inside all of our audio lessons. So, if you want to learn the language and get access to these learning tools and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.